people ask me, why do you write about food and eating and drinking? Why don't you write about the struggle for power and security and about love the way others do? They ask it accusingly as if I were somehow gross, unfaithful to the honor of my craft. The easiest answer is to say that, like most other humans, I am hungry. But there is more than that.
I would introduce her as being an enormously important and brilliant writer about food and family and soul.
It's a cliche to call somebody a natural storyteller or a natural writer, but Mary Frances is as close as I've ever met.
Well, I've been writing since I was 9 years old when I wrote my first novel. I think I started before then, and I honestly cannot say why I keep on being a writer, except that there's nothing else I can do. I really would not be happy doing anything else.
When I was intelligent, generous, nicely behaved, I was told that I was just like my father. When I was impatient, rude, bitter-tongued, I was told I was just like him too.
She's just enormously sensual. She sees the world in sensual terms.
She was so present in her writing, and you felt like you were just sitting at the table with her when you read her books.
But there's something of the preacher in her too, you know, saying, are you even here for your one precious life? And if so, what are we going to have for lunch?
This is not some fancy cook telling you how to make things that you'll never in your life try to make. This is somebody who says, really, if you can find some fresh lettuce and tomatoes, you're halfway to dinner.
The world of food through the eye of woman is really what I remember the most. I work in the greatest restaurant in France. I work for the French president and all that. I remember the taste of food that my mother made, my aunt made. Then I think that M.F.K. Fisher is a reflection of that type of woman with a very strong opinionated idea about food, and she brought that to America where it really did not exist.
At this moment in time, when we are really living in a fast food culture, these books of Mary Frances bring us back to a place of humanness.
I shall continue to be as straightforward in my voluptuous approach to the pleasures of life as I have ever been. I just wish my fellow countrymen were more relaxed. California girl raised in a Quaker town has managed to imply that eating and love can both be fun.
She was great fun to read. As we say in my business, she was our literary gourmet. I mean, her descriptions of eating were wonderfully, they were erotic. I remember reading of a sole meunière, you know, fried in butter. I mean, her description of eating it is wonderfully passionate. She was great fun. She was wicked also, and she loved gossip.
There's food in the bowl, and more often than not, because of what honesty I have, there is nourishment in the heart to feed the wilder, more insistent hungers. We must eat. If, in the face of that dread fact, we can find other nourishment and tolerance and compassion for it, we'll be no less full of human dignity. There is a communion of more than our bodies when bread is broken and wine drunk. And that is my answer when people ask me, why do you write about hunger and not wars or love?
priests and the storytellers, the great singers and the teachers, everywhere, always showed their people real food, real wine, to prove to them the truths of spiritual nourishment. A great catch of fishes from an empty sea, or water springing from a dry stone. Such things were told over and over to sustain men whose hope of heaven dwindled and grew faint as their stomachs called out. And with our gastronomical growth will come, inevitably, knowledge and perception of 100 other things, but mainly of ourselves. Then fate, even tangled as it is with cold wars, as well as hot, cannot harm us. It wasn't the fish or the duck. It was their experience. The fragrance in our memory, fleeting and indelible,